we're going to move this trap setup I got here. I like these kinds of trap setups where I put the tree pot over the trap. That way I don't catch any of the house wrens. And what we're going to do is we're going to be harvesting this 10-foot long bed that has mostly potato onions growing in it. Ready to be harvested now. I do have a couple of other plants. I got some kohlrabi. There's 1, 2, 3 kohlrabis here that will grow. And then I have this cabbage. And after I'm done pulling all of these potatoes, I'm going to make sure all the plants are pulled out of here too, some of the wild plants that are growing. And I'm going to seed it with mustard seed and buckwheat. And what we're doing is we're going to be cutting that down in about a month. And we're going to incorporate the green leafing material into the soil, and we're going to be planting fall radishes on top of it. The buckwheat, because it just is an accumulator of minerals, it's got a good root system that will leave in the ground and it'll compost. And the mustard, because it'll control the nematodes that would otherwise bother the radishes. So let's find out what we got here right away. These are potato onions, are divider onions, and I've had them as many as 10. So here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 on this one. So that was 1 bulb created 7 bulbs. And this particular bed, actually, I did something different. When I first got the original bulbs from the main potato lady, I planted them right away in October. And then I read the instructions and said you're supposed to store them through the winter and then plant them in the spring. But they grew well. They grew very well, actually. And ever since then, which is, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago I got them, I've been planting them in the fall. I kind of like that. That's a time of the year when you don't have a lot going on. And, you know, spring, you got the hustle bustle of starting everything. So having them in the ground already is good. And then they come up I mean, sometimes there's even frost in the ground yet, and these onions are already sprouting and, you know, getting a good jump on the season. But this is different. I actually did what the instructions said. 4 or 5 years later, I stored them through the winter, and I was going to eat them if my other crop came up, because I'm always saving the ones that I'm storing in the winter for eating, but I'm waiting for the ones that I planted in the fall to come up first, because you never know, right? Well, everything came up now, and so I had all these onions. I had way more than normal. I had 400 onions. I decided to plant some just to see how they would grow in the spring. Now these weren't the largest, these were the medium ones, so I'm believing that medium onions will beget more medium onions. Here's the small ones. Right next to the kohlrabi, they didn't grow very well. Ooh, there's some dandies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in one, and they're all big ones. That's one we're going to replant. Nice. 2, 5. Oh, here's another dandies. Oh, these are big ones. They came out of the mediums. Maybe it's just that we got better soil right here. Lots of dandies in this one. What a dandy harvest this is. I filled this whole pail. So we are going to be having enough onions for all winter. Okay. One, 2, 3, 5, and one more, 26. Good measure. Bringing our count up because we got lots. As long as I leave the stem on, they'll dry okay even if they're kind of together. Here's 50 potato onions here. About to be hungry in the shed. 17. 3 more. 17. So we're just short of 250. There we go. Here you are, all hanging. They're in the shade. If you hang them in the sun, they turn green and they get kind of an off flavor to them, kind of bitter. But you hang them in the shade, and of course I have the open window here, I have the open window on the south side, and then I have an open window on the west side. So there's a lot of breeze blowing through here. Since they're hanging off the ground, I mean, there's a lot of air circulation around. So all the way back here in the back, I have French shallots hanging. Quite a few of those. And from here forward, this is all potato onions. And one of these is French shallots, and one of these is potato onions. I harvested those a while ago already. This is the French shallots. You can tell they're kind of pink. So when these are dry in 2 weeks, that'll be about the time that we can pick garlic, and we'll be hanging garlic in here. Okay, that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching.